A very warm welcome, everybody, to a Creative HE meetup. This is the first one during this academic year, and we're doing this in collaboration with the Imaginative Curriculum Research and Scholarship Centre that we are planning to launch next academic year at the University of Leeds in the School of Education. But the Creative HE meetups have been running for a number of years, which you will see in a bit, and we can move to the next slide, Jana. I don't think I can do it from my side. Okay, so speaking about it with Anne a little bit earlier, how long we have been doing this. Creative HE started as a module in my previous institution as part of academic development, the PG cert we had there at Manchester Metropolitan University, that then became an institution-wide community called Greenhouse, and very quickly turned into a cross-institutional community. What you see on the right-hand side here is how participation looked like, and the team in 2022, when we also got the Collaborative Award for Teaching Excellence. Since then, and as with any community, things are changing, moving, people are coming, other people are going, other people are coming back. This is a community for anybody, staff and student educators and students, or the wider public, who are interested in creativity in some shape or form and would like to share practices, experimentations. And here you see some of the activities. I don't know if we have Anna here somewhere, maybe on the online one. Anna, on the right-hand side, I don't know if you want to share any of the experiences being part of the Creative HE team, because you have been there from the very beginning.
Gosh, yes, I can see some lovely images on there. I was thinking about, I could see is that one of our festive meetups in the online space?
Yes, I think that was during the pandemic, when we moved fully online, because we used to meet on campus in different locations in the north of England, isn't it? But with the pandemic, they all went online.
Yes, and so in the very bottom right-hand corner was the first online Creative HE Jam, because the Jam is the big kind of annual get-together event that we've been running since 2019, and we have managed to run a Jam every year since 2019, albeit from 2020 onwards they've been online. So the inaugural one was at Manchester Met in the summer of 2019. Yes. And that was a lovely event. We had a marketplace, didn't we, Chrissy?
Yes.
With colleagues just bringing and sharing and taking away ideas and practices, and it was a really lovely day. But we've not been able to do that in a physical space since 2019. However, the online jams, I think, are really lovely, and we get like a really nice international audience to those. So a good opportunity to come together and kind of share what we do, which is the purpose of a jam.
Exactly.
So
thank you, Anne. And you led the last one as well, isn't it, in the summer? I was on holiday. So how did that go?
It was fab. It was really lovely, and that was down to Simon, and Charlotte's here now as well. And you know, Charlotte was
hi Charlotte.
as much to do with it as I was, but really it all hinged on Simon's project, which is the Creative Identity Tarot cards, which we had loads of fun with, and I think he's going to continue working on that with us this year as well. So it was lovely, actually. It was quite a good turnout for the time of year, and it was nice that we were able to bring in colleagues from different universities to talk about their different creative personas and come up with some new ones as well. It was lovely. Yeah, it was
that's great.
It was a bit more of an impromptu jam, because we ended up having it quite late on in August. So I'm going to be taking the lead for the jam again this year and try and be a bit more organised with it and get it going a bit sooner.
That's lovely. And Charlotte, would you like to introduce yourself? You just joined. You're also part of the team.
Yeah, I'm Charlotte Stevens. I'm from the University of Warwick. I mean, this has really transformed the way I work. I was always a sort of creative child, and I loved making things, but I never managed to kind of think about my work in a way. I didn't see the connection between the things that I loved to do outside of work and what I did in work. And it wasn't until COVID and I got involved in this group that it changed everything. And it took a while. It took a while in the sense that it you know, there is a certain amount of courage. I think we say that creativity takes courage to actually embed or try out even arts-based practice in the with students or learners, whoever they may be. But you know, this group has given me an immense amount of confidence, you know, to do that. So being online has been, it's been wonderful for me. So
great, thank you. And thank you for joining us, Charlotte, and all your commitment over the last few years also. And it's great to hear that,
thank you,
you know, it has helped you in some way to bring the outside activities, you know, into work and see the relevance and value of these as well, to do things perhaps in a different way. That's lovely to hear. I think I didn't introduce myself for John, I think, who doesn't know me. I'm Chrissy. I work in the School of Education at the University of Leeds, and as we showed the previous slides, the seed of the idea came from the module that I led at Manchester Met. Okay, so moving forward, yes, thank you, Yanan. Because on the first slide we mentioned the Research Institute as well. So at Leeds we are going to set up an institute to engage in research around curriculum design in higher education, but also the education sector more broadly, and that will all be about creativity and imagination. So we are hoping that this collaboration will help us grow from both sides, the community, but also the research center itself. Yes, I've said that already. So yes, so we are starting that collaboration. The meetups will be joined. We have already invited a number of colleagues to share their work. If any of you who is not presenting or sharing anything today would like to step forward and share any practices around imagination more broadly, please get in touch, and we can organize a meetup in the future where you will share your work. But the opportunity is to also do, as Anna and Charlotte already mentioned, to do some collaborative work, and we have done that in the past. Anna, if you remember the special issue, for example, we have flashcard sets, we have all kinds of resources and activities and scholarly projects that are available on the website, and we are very much interested to do more that will be of use, of course. So this is not just about producing stuff because we can, but there's also beauty in making that resources collaboratively, but it's also that they are useful for others. So Anna and Charlotte just mentioned a project a colleague started, which is, what was this exactly about, Anna? In the JAM, that was introduced during the JAM, isn't it?
Simon's project. So Simon
yes.
Is one of our Creative HE colleagues who has, I think, outside of his normal job role, actually, he's been developing a series of cards that they look like tarot cards, and they are creative personas. So we've got the dabbler, the maker, kind of, I'm trying to remember now, it was back in August the last time I looked at them.
Yes.
And they are,
there is a blog post about it.
There is a blog post about it.
Yes.
They're the different ways in which creativity manifests itself, or the different ways in which we manifest creativity as individuals. And we used those as the basis for the JAM event. And Simon asked all the participants to come up with definitions. So what do we mean if you're a dabbler, creatively speaking? What does that mean? What does it look like? What are the characteristics of that creative persona. And we also had some fun exploring the shadow personas, the kind of the more negative personalities that haunt creativity. So we looked at the procrastinator and the imposter and how they impact on, but also sometimes fuel creativity as well.
Yes, yes, and that's really important to mention there, because constraints really can make a magic difference in and for creativity. So thank you so much, Anna. Here we see something we started as part of the Imaginative Curriculum Research and Scholarship Centre. We will be working with Creative HE as the idea to crowdsource ideas, creative ideas, how we can energize teaching and inspire learning for all. As it says here, we are going to open the book up. This will be an open book, and we will make the link available in the next few days. I'm working with our library at the moment on this, which will be incomplete, but with some indication what we are looking for, and then an open invitation and a template to contribute. And anybody from anywhere in the world can contribute their imaginative ideas. The ideas will be arranged, if you like, in an alphabetical format, which will be interesting to see which letter is more popular than others, depending on the title. So, for example, there is one I have written so far is J stands for a jar, and not for jam. So jam is still available. Stands for jar. So yes, hopefully that will be available, well, to be accessed fairly soon, and then we will invite people to contribute to that, hoping that it will become a valuable and useful resource. And Yanan has also already contributed to this. Great. So yeah, another publication, again, opportunity, is Meraki. That's a book that I did during a secondment over the last 2 years. It's about transformative learning, a very personal account, but part 2 of this is open for submission. So if anybody is interested in sharing anything around transformative learning and would like to include a chapter there, for which you will get a unique digital identifying digital object identifier, so this counts as a proper publication. Also for the previous book that we mentioned, please get in touch. These are all opportunities are open for anybody. Great. And yes, if anybody is interested in the Imaginative Curriculum Research and Scholarship Centre, we have a form there, which I'll share in a bit in the chat also, to get some updates with activities and the launch event as well. So that's for information. And I think we are ready, Yanan, to move.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, let's just very briefly say, Yanan contacted me a while ago from China and said, I would like to come to Leeds.
Yeah.
I would like to be a visiting scholar. And we made that happen. So Yanan is with us from January, I think you joined us, 2025. And staying with us for a whole year. She's an associate professor at the North China Electric University, and I would be very interested also to hear about actually the title of the university and what that means, but most importantly also to hear what you're going to share with us today. Can I hand over to you, Yanan? Thank you so much for being with us and sharing your insights.
Yeah, thank you so much for your introduction. I'm so happy to meet you all. So the full name of the university, North China Electric Power University, because electronic engineering is such a, how to say, strong, prominent major in my school, right? So the whole name, and I work in English department, and I teach several courses like General English, Academic English for first-year undergraduates, also translation module for graduates. And this is a picture we took in front of our English department, our building. We took last year when they finished their ceremony, graduation ceremony. Here are some of my other colleagues and all of the translation majored students. Next one, my research interests are quite a wide range of English education, linguistics, information-based teaching, comparative study of English and Chinese, and of course, creative and open education. So here I would like to show great gratitude to Professor Chrissy for giving me the chance to be a visitor here, held by School of Education of the University of Leeds. So generally speaking, my teaching philosophy can be summarized into 4C. You can see a comprehension, communication, creativity, and critical thinking. So I attach great importance to developing the students' creativity in my curriculum. So here, this time, I would like to show how I use profile pictures to spark students' creativity.
Can we ask you some questions here while we go through, because this is fascinating. You know, you're from China, and we know that creativity is perceived in a different way than in the West. Have you noticed any differences, how things are maybe here in the UK, and how you engage students, you know, in classes in China?
Yeah. So, you know, in China, I think every time when you provide something new, they ask new questions, they have new ideas. I think that is a part of creativity. Here in the UK, I think, to be honest, I think people are more creative, I should say. Yeah. And I think there are creative activities everywhere. You know, later I would like to show this one. Please wait. You know what, this picture here. And the cats, you know, the small hats.
Mm-hmm.
It's not working. The small hats topped on the bottle of innocent smoothie bottles. Yeah, I think that's a very quite highly appreciated, a very creative, charitable deed, I think. So I think the creative activities everywhere. Yeah.
So not just at the university, you mean also walking around Leeds or in the UK more generally? You see
in the UK,
that creativity is more part of life than in China.
Yeah, I think so.
That's really interesting, and that would be actually really interesting to write up, I think, for a blog post. Anna, Charlotte, what do you think for Creative HE potentially? Isn't it that difference? Because yes, Charlotte?
Yeah. I think you've got a really interesting story to tell there.
Yes.
You know, about, you know, sort of comparative, almost like a comparative study of your experiences in China and here. Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, so this is an open invitation, Yanan, to write some of these things up, you know, as noticing differences, noticing how things are different. Okay, I'll hand over to you.
Yeah. So sorry about the sharing. There might something wrong with the internet. So I will continue. So for my part, this university, when I teach the first grade undergraduates, the unit 1, the first chapter, it's entitled Knowing Yourself. We all know the importance of knowing oneself, right? Yeah, it's because the self-discovery is surely a lifelong journey. Even for us, we might sometimes be confused of who we are. So letting alone the university students, first grade, when they just come to the university, they're going through the transition period from high school to universities. So I would like to ask a question that if you were me, if you are going to teach the unit Knowing Yourself, how would you start your activity, start your teaching to help them know better about themselves?
How do you want us to respond in the chat?
Yeah.
To speak?
Yeah. So if you can speak, that's better, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's an interesting question, isn't it? quite
Hi,
deep.
Yana.
Hi.
Yeah, yeah. Hello. I might start by asking students about maybe maybe three, four, five things that they like to do.
Yeah. So this is about their hobbies, right?
Yeah, or the things they like.
Mhm.
If they had, and get them to kind of narrow it down to
Mhm.
5, and that might be a way in to think about themselves as people and who they are.
Yeah, right. Because this is a deep question, right?
Mhm.
So you have any other ideas?
Anybody else would like to share?
I am not good at coming up with ideas in the moment, and I'm notoriously bad when I'm teaching at coming up with examples on the spot. It's like a major limitation for me. But an activity that I've done before with students is to get, and it's quite a nice one for online courses, is to get them to put a different background on, like mine, and then to share, if they're comfortable to do so, why they've chosen that, like why it spoke to them, and then you can sort of use that as a bit of a reflective prompt, like why would you choose something like that? What does it say about you? It's yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, great. So
Mhm.
we all trying to use some concrete things to solve this abstract problem, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
I mean, it's interesting what colleagues have said already. I often do use objects. So I invite students to bring something with them. Sometimes I use what I mentioned earlier, the jar, and I ask them to put 3 things in, one from the past, one from the present, and one from the future. And that often helps because I found that students find it easier. Well, all of us found it easier to open up about ourselves through using a prompt, because then it doesn't, the focus is more on the prompt. Oh, you bought this little ladybird.
Will
What does it
John
mean?
want to share
Yes,
something?
yes, I think. I don't know what everybody else thinks. It may
Yeah.
help.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
it works.
yeah. Just sort of moving on from what I was saying about things that you like to do. I recall something, a sort of an icebreaker activity once where we had to, just introduce ourselves, but also say something really interesting that we'd done yesterday. So it put everyone on the spot, but actually it was really good fun, and it got people thinking quickly. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
going
yeah.
to say, I feel like I talked too much about this, the one collage activity, but one of the really interesting outcomes of doing group collage is that you're asking a question in one direction, and then sometimes the answer comes from another place entirely. And that's one of the reasons why I found, when I used to work in a physical campus, and I used to have the opportunity to do kind of physical activities with colleagues, that if you, let's say, ask a group to make a collage about what teaching means to them, through that activity and through that process of choosing images and thinking through metaphors, they sometimes come to some quite deep realizations about themselves. So if you'd like just asking the question superficially, how do you feel about teaching? You get sometimes some quite superficial responses, but by bringing in the metaphor, suddenly they're picking an image that says, actually, this is me being really scared, or this is me feeling like I'm out of my depth. And so I think they went through a bit of a process of understanding themselves better by working through those metaphors like that.
Yeah, good. So metaphors is definitely a good way.
Yeah, I love a
For
metaphor.
them to move. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Great.
collage is really good for that, because sometimes the materials kind of find you, don't they? The words find you, rather than you finding the images or the words. They leap out at you, and there's some sort of communication going on between you and the materials. But any kind of sort of craft activity would be quite good. Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
drawing. We've done some drawing, haven't we, through
Yes.
Creative HE?
Uh-huh.
We've drawn maps. Maps is
Yes.
another lovely way of kind of thinking about who you are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where you're going, right?
where you're going. And I've done zine making as well. And that's quite nice because a zine, and you know, if people don't know what zines are, they're like small magazines that you make yourself. But I like this idea that they have a beginning and an end. And so if you're thinking about this activity in terms of a journey, then you could create that sort of past, present, future in a
Yes.
zine format. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, quite amazing. Yeah.
What you just said there, Charlotte, about materials find you. I think that's another excellent title, isn't it, for something to write about?
Yeah. Great.
Great.
Okay. So I would like to continue. So for this philosophical, the abstract topic, I have tried to use quotations, some quotations. First one is said by Lao Tzu. I don't know whether you know him, quite a famous philosopher, as famous as Confucius. He said, knowing others is wise, but knowing yourself is true wisdom, to show that knowing oneself is even harder than knowing others. And also the three philosophical inquiries: we are, where we come from, and where we're going. I've tried to use the quotations, but they can only function as showing the students the importance of this topic, but they cannot make the topic simpler. So I decide to use the profile pictures because I think it's more concrete and down to earth. It's like a door that we can step forward to the inner heart of the others. Yeah. And also here are some platforms we use, like we use WeChat, QQ most frequently in China. Some others you like use, like LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Ins, right? It starts before the class. I will first ask their permission whether I can use and present their pictures, and exclude those who disagree, and pick out some of their pictures in class and ask them to share. And here are some examples. My examples cannot show. Why? Oh, you can't say it?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so sometimes I don't know whether it's because of website. So some students show the cartoon figure of Conan and tell me that he likes the detective stories very much. And some shows me the image of some TV series that he likes to see. And on the screen there is a Chinese line said, I want to make myself visible.
That's fascinating. I find it fascinating also how you have interwoven philosophy in there to illuminate the importance of knowing yourself, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. I don't know to what extent this is actually happening here in the UK.
Okay, so you mean that these quotations, right?
Yeah, really good. Really an interesting way of looking at it and showing students the importance of knowing yourself, how important that is, because we often claim that we know other people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So we might find it's easier to know their strong points and weakness. Oh, I don't know whether my slides cannot go ahead. Yeah, this way.
What happened?
Don't know what happened. Oof. So whether I can share is that convenient to share my screen?
We can still see the presentation, Yanan. I don't know if you want to share in the chat, or if you want to talk us through and just move on, maybe.
Okay, because here it says I can't show you. That's great. If you can say it, that's great. So I have chosen some pictures, and the students are quite excited when I chose theirs, so they are very actively engaged in it. And the next step is to pick out some other students' profile photos, and then we don't know whose photo it is, and ask other students to describe it. So this time they need to they need to use their imagination and guess the story or meaning behind it. So I think this part is also very creative. And finally, the owner reveals the truth. So so during this whole process, I'm not going to I don't just want them to think of to use their imagination, but also think deeper about the relationship between profile picture and themselves. So is others' understanding consistent with the owner's intention? Can the photo truly reflect who I am? Some students might say, I don't want to reflect who I am because I want to have some privacy. This is also
Yes.
yeah, acceptable. I can stand it, but I think this is still very important topic, and for themselves, it's important for them to know themselves, right? Even
So
they
how
want
do you,
to.
sorry,
Mhm.
how do you deal with students who don't want to participate because you just mentioned it, you know, they
Yeah,
want my privacy. I don't want to share. What do you do?
yeah. Actually, I think the other students' active atmosphere might try to spread to them and try to get them involved, or I might talk with them, because beforehand we will have like a voting part, and also I will try to observe their behavior expressions in class and try to maybe find some other private time to talk with them. Yeah. Yeah, and I still don't have any other good ideas. Maybe you can. I don't know whether you have any good ideas for this.
Well, if we can share in the chat, isn't it, colleagues? We can all share ideas, perhaps. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have any good ideas? Maybe in chats. So because time is limited, and whether I can continue. Yeah. All right. So next step, I would like the students to find a symbol or something that they can use to add to the photo. So one student use a flag, says never give up. Yeah. When he looks up to the sky, and another student use the capybara. You can see it.
We can't see any pictures on the screen. We're on slide 8 where it says step 2. Is this the right slide?
Sorry. It's which one? 29th? 29th.
If you move the slides, because I don't know, Charlotte, John, which one do you see? I see step 2.
I haven't got anything actually. I might go out and come back in and see if it's any better.
Aha! Oh, we have a problem then.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to show it in this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. Yes.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, you can see it, right? So these are some other pictures I've shown. Yeah.
Okay.
Before. Yeah. The
That
second
works.
step. Yeah. And this part you can see. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So you can see their pictures, right? This never giving up. And this one, the student uses the figure of capybara. I don't know whether it's popular in the UK, but it's quite popular in China because people like the calm state of mind of capybara. And these two characters in Chinese means having class, because this boy said, I want to be a teacher in the future, something like writing things on the blackboard to be a teacher. So I think, so he chose a symbol of this one. You see, it's a traditional Chinese hanfu. Sorry. So it's a costume that people wore in the Han Dynasty in ancient China, because he said he wanted. He said he wants to be English teacher, but he thinks that he should always bear the Chinese culture in mind, right? Yes, this one I just want to show you before. It's very creative, creative, charitable thing. Yeah, I think it doesn't. I think by wearing the hats, the bottles come to life. They're not just passing our love and care for the elderly, but also it symbolizes. It has a symbolic meaning. It has some a unique feature like this Christmas element and something else. So very highly
That's
appreciated.
fascinating. That's fascinating. You know, little
Yeah.
details you have noticed that you wouldn't maybe find in China that you see in the
Yeah,
UK here.
I really, yeah,
But
really
but
fascinating.
also what I see here from the examples that you share, you know, there are ways around it if students don't want to share a picture of themselves, but they
Yeah,
share something that is maybe an object or a motto or something that says something about the students, isn't it? About themselves.
yeah. So I do think that profile photos can reflect to some extent, no matter how big, yeah, to what extent it can reflect the students. Yeah. So the next step, I also asked them another question. Would you want to still use your photo 5 or 8 years later? And so most of them say no. Yeah, because they want to change it. So the next step is to design their own profile photo, a new one for their future, and it's like designing a poster. It does not only include the photo, but an original motto and the 3 keywords showing who they are. So during this whole process, they are trying their best, and the students think hard, yeah, to use their imagination to design the photo, to draw something. It doesn't have to be too perfect. Maybe some students are not good at drawing. Yeah.
Do you get that question that because in the UK, I suspect we all have heard, you know, colleagues or students saying, well, you ask us here to draw, but I can't draw.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Um. Yeah. So I say that they can like do something simpler, or draw on the tablet or the phone, but they should not use any AI. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting here that you say no AI. How does everybody else feel about this? And what's your rationale for not using AI?
So I mean that they should not just create something by suddenly make it happen. They should design the like what's in your photo, the background, like, or the person or anyone you want to put in it, anything you want to put. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. So it means they have to use their own mind. They have to be creative. I mean that, yeah. So these are some of the photos I took in class. Yeah, and some of their posters quite beautiful. Yeah, the girl, said, follow the wind, but know the way home, right? To never forget about her like original aspiration, I think. Yeah, and
that's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
Yeah, and you know the symbolic meaning of lotus?
Tell us.
It symbolizes purity because it grows out of muddy, like a little bit dirty environment, but it's very pure and beautiful. So it means purity and not be influenced by others, to stay unstained, something like that. Yeah, and also, sorry, this girl, the profile photo, you can see a lot of pictures. It's really a poster, undefined, blessed with freedom. It can be anything to show that she loves freedom and like she loves traveling. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You've tried this. And here you can find the little prince, right? The rose, the little prince. Yeah, the girl said she's quite influenced by the literature book, and it said, "In words we trust, through." Yeah, you like it. Sorry. And through stories we understand. So he focuses on the importance of language, the dialogue. Yeah. Right. So after that, I asked them to show them in class, and people can walk freely and discuss, share their poster. Yeah. And
That's just
finally,
wonderful. That's just wonderful what you do there with your students, and it's great to see, you know, them working on it and the outputs as well. What do you
yeah,
do with these outputs?
yeah, I collect them, and you know, I have shared it in my in my school when they asked me to exchange the teaching like experience with other colleagues. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That's
keep them.
wonderful.
Yeah, right. So beautiful. And
Yes.
yeah. So
Any thoughts
finally,
from anybody? Any observations? Do you want to? I know that you said here you like the artwork, Charlotte.
Yeah, I love this artwork.
Yes.
And I'm kind of thinking to myself, you know, we've had quite a few ideas today about different things, and I can imagine you could kind of link some of these ideas together so that you could build on this. If you're trying to achieve this encourage students to think about a sense of identity or journey, you could have sort of word exercises, maybe some free writing, maybe some drawing, and build up a really lovely picture of that would help students. The AI thing is a weird one, because I've used it and I've asked learners to use it to create pictures, and I've also been in sessions where it's been used as a reflective tool to create images, and I think I've liked doing it myself, but I also think it's quite good for people who don't feel very creative, in the sense that they're passing the brush over to somebody else, or you know, and asking them to do it for them, and it I don't know, sometimes it feels more inclusive in that sense.
To use
yeah,
AI in that case,
Yeah,
yes.
I think, yeah.
I like using AI as not as a product, or not to get a finished product, but more as a prompt. So like most recently, I was doing a panel discussion in Leeds, actually, at our
Yes.
I was in Leeds in September for our internal learning and teaching conference, and I was doing a panel discussion where my bit was about academic identity, and I was talking about the literature that's says how contested the idea of academic identity is. And just for fun, I asked Canva AI to produce an image that showed an academic, and it was so much fun because it was just like old white men. They look like the founding fathers. It gave me 4 images and it looked like the founding fathers. They were all in kind of 18th century dress with big piles of leather bound books. So you know, it was funny for the event, for the panel discussion. It was funny, but it's a serious issue, not an issue. It's a serious prompt for discussion, because where is AI? What data is the AI drawing on to come to the conclusion that that's what an academic looks like? And then that feeds back into the conversation about, well, if any of us are wondering why academic identity is so weird and contested, it's because nobody in this room actually looks like this, but this is what we think culturally an academic looks like. And then I thought, you know what, I've not really been fair to Canva. So I asked for an academic in an English university and it took exactly the same characters and put them in like Hogwarts or like in a library setting instead. So it not so much, I think it is, you know, it is very, very controversial to using AI to get to a finished product. But I do like reflection that can be prompted by it.
What did you say to that, Yanan? I have done something very similar with getting pictures. I'm trying to find it here, but what's Yanan thinking about that angle of looking at AI use?
So actually, when I say they should not use AI, that is means they should not cheat or just giving words and get something in vain. I mean that. So I mean they should not like what? They need to use their mind and imagination. Yeah. Wow. Anna's doing something great.
Yeah, well, Anna's example was interesting because I have done something very similar. Anna.
Okay.
And I went to AI, and the prompt is there. I can't even read it now. It's tiny, but it came up with a young male person. And then I said, well, I'm actually a Greek woman, and it came up with, a lady from antiquity. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Okay, we have a few more minutes. Should we turn that into a conversation, maybe, Janano? Is there anything else? You had a poll for us. Would you like to use that?
Yeah, actually, I actually want you to do something similar. So maybe we can categorize the types of your photos. Let's come to the pool. Let's see. Pools. Just wait. Yeah. So what is your profile photo about? I'm quite interested. Can you see it?
We see the Chinese part. I clicked.
Okay.
I can't see.
English one.
Can anybody see?
I'll do it again.
No, I've got a pop-up and I just see a cross and a tick. That's it.
Yes, me too.
So wait, let me see.
Oh, that looks.
Can you see it now?
We can see it on your screen, but nothing interactive, I think.
Okay.
At the moment. I don't know if anybody else gets this.
So how to do it?
You did it before when we tested it. I don't know what you did.
I just click it several times.
John, do you have any idea?
Yes, since the group is so small, like just if we verbally do it and.
Yes, good idea.
How to? Yeah, verbally do it. So here you can see what is your profile photo about. First, a photo of yourself. Second, pets. Third, scenery. Then favorite star, celebrity. Next one, cartoon or animation. Next one, quotation. Next one, emoji or internet memes. Next one, blank. Next one, objects you designed. And last one, family members. So many.
Can you show us all the options? Because I can only see 3 of them at the moment.
Okay.
Can I just say, sorry to interrupt. If I can see the actual poll, but if you click on polls at the top on Teams, so you can see where you've got the chat and Q&A, and then where you raise your hand and where you react, there's a tab for polls, and I can see the English version of the first question anyway.
Likewise. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you very much. Yes. How did we make that work earlier? Because we didn't go in here. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, Anna. Yes.
Okay. So
John, did you find that? Yes, great.
So you can see it, right?
Yes, we can see it now. Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, we should get some answers now.
Yeah. So where can I get the answers?
You set this up, isn't it? So I can't see the answers from my end. Anna, let's ask Anna. Anna seems to know.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
yeah, it's also the first time I use this tool.
Yeah, no, it was just
Oh.
luck that I clicked on that tab.
If you click on yes. Am I sharing this now? Can you see that?
Yes.
What I'm sharing?
That's only your response though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is it? Yeah, my
Yeah.
response and then 25%. I don't know.
Oh, this is other.
So if you click on share at the bottom, Yanan, of the poll, maybe you will be able to share everybody's results.
Yeah, let me see, share. Me share my screen, right?
I don't know if you see everybody's.
No. Post.
If you go on share there in Chinese.
Yeah.
That.
Share.
Let's see what you see.
Yeah. So four answers, all about the photo of yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
4 answers. Yeah.
That's interesting. If you would do that activity with students maybe in China, what do you think you would get? Or have you run something similar?
Yeah, I
with
have
your
done
students?
them, and most of them use this one. This is the to guess the most the most votes, cartoon and animation.
That's interesting. That would be an interesting study as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so many students, they don't want to show the photo of themselves.
Yes, I mean we are all professionals, I guess, and that's why it's important, to show yourself and not a cat maybe, or I don't know, something more abstract. But it would be interesting to study that as well.
Yeah.
Great. I think we have seen that now, isn't it? Yes. So
okay. Great.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So
wonderful.
It's almost 3. So I think I have demonstrated the most part, and I hope everyone is inspired in it. And I also learned a lot from you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jana. This was really fascinating because it gave us, it opened the window, I think, in some practices that are happening far away from, from the UK and China, and helped us reflect on how we do things, what are the opportunities perhaps to consider alternative approaches. I personally found it very interesting about the philosophy part of it, which I don't know to what extent, we bring that into law, for example, or any other activities that we do with our students. But philosophy is really fundamental, as you say, to find yourself, who you are, and how important that is for learning, but also for work and for life more generally. And perhaps if we knew who we are, there would be less problems, less social problems in the world that is unfortunately quite grim at the moment. So thank you so much for making the time to be with us, for your insights. I think we all got something valuable from it. Please stay in touch with Yanan if you feel that would be useful. And Yanan, you also with colleagues who were here today. Yeah. Thank you so much. We are going to close it because I am in a tutorial and I've seen the student actually joined already. I'm just going to stop the recording.
Thank you all.